everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another course vlog here from the beautiful JW Marriott Resort here in Palm Desert, California. Now there's two golf courses out here today. We are playing the Valley course. It's the second of the two golf courses in my opinion here, as the Palm course does go around the resort. These both are absolutely beautiful gems out here. Hey, don't forget to click that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I'd love to have you back here. Let's head on out there. First hole, here we go. Now, this Valley course here at the JW is a little bit shorter than most courses I tend to play, sitting here at only 6,627 yards. Because of that, it's going to be a lot more target golf, and there's going to be a lot of terrain to deal with. Here on the first hole, we're going to be avoiding the bunker down the right and hopefully sending it down the hill that's just past the bunker and down to the bottom of the valley. You need to find the middle of this elevated green, as you have a lot of deep bunkers surrounding most of these greens. A nice smooth 2-iron here off the first tee to avoid that trouble down the right-hand side, and a somewhat level lie here in the fairway. Nice smooth gap wedge as well into this middle right hole location, just trying to leave it underneath the stick. And this was pretty close, about 8 feet underneath it, and that's all you really want to see for your opening birdie putt. That's how we started. Let's go. There we go, a very, very fast start, and we're on to the parallel par 4 second hole. This one's going to play a little bit shorter, but it's going to play back up the hill. A little bit of an elevated plateau fairway here. You need to avoid that bunker down the left. And if you go too far down this fairway, you're going to fall down another valley and have a very blind approach to this elevated green. We're going to have a back hole location kind of sitting up on a shelf there, and plenty of deep bunkers around it to trouble you. Now, even less for me here off the tee. I'm going to take a 4-iron and just try and punch one down there. Don't really want to play too much with that hill beyond. I'm going to be trying to leave myself some flat, easy lies here into the greens. A little bit laid back at 154 yards, but that's a full 9-iron for me. A nice and smooth one there, and sometimes I leave those out a little bit to the right, but the distance was correct. I was right here on the back fringe and had a little bit of an awkward chip shot over the collar here. Taking my sand wedge though, just trying to chip it on down close. Took the collar completely out of play and saw this one rolling down like a putt. And there's no putter needed when you knock it down that close. Take the wedge and tap it on in for the par. Validate that birdie from the last hole, and we can move on to the first par 5 of the day. It's also one of the shortest we're going to see at 508 yards from the tips. It is 100% reachable. Now, what makes this par 5 pretty difficult is that very tight landing area, where you see the carts is actually up and over a crest and back down at the bottom of a valley. In front of them, you then see the bump coming out of the fairway. These are significant, folks. About 15 to 20 foot mounds up and down all the way to the green. Blind approach is the name of the game here, and you got to give yourself a good number to find this flag. It's sitting in that little baby tongue right there on the front of the green. Now, I really tried to give this driver my all, first driver of the day, and tried to cut it down there over the bunkers and kind of hit it a little bit through the fairway here. And you know what? It just caught the speed slot down here. I mean, look at the amount of divots around me here. You can tell there's plenty of balls that end up here in the same spots because of these hills. Had to run up to see where this ball was going to land, a little bit left, a little bit long. But I had to get this up and down for birdie, and that's not too bad, and better than getting up and down for par, that's for sure. I was able to knock this one on the green and face another very, very makeable birdie putt here. Just got to knock it in. Oh, hit the putt, Brett. Oh, no! This was absolutely incredible. I have no idea if him stomping on the ground made it go in or not, but that was definitely under 10 seconds, and I will absolutely take that birdie, go to 2 under par, and we're on to the 4th hole. A very difficult par 4 here. Off the tee, it's going to be swooping around to the right and going to be blind past these bunkers down the right-hand side. A little bit of a flat and tame fairway, especially considering what you've seen on the first 3 holes, and another elevated green. This pin, though, is a nice bullseye pin right in the middle of the green, taking most of the trouble out of play. And first things first, let's take a driver and smash it on down the fairway. Now, the fade on the last hole didn't quite work out the way I wanted to, so I turned over this draw here, and it perfectly went for me, and it perfectly went straight through the fairway. This gap wedge has got to get up. I played it way off my front foot, gave it all I got, and sent it up and over this pine tree, down towards the green, hoping I could get it there, and couldn't quite make it. Was just here a little bit short, just trying to get it up and down for a nice little par to validate that birdie there on the last hole. And I thought I had the camera here high enough that we could see the surface of the green, but not quite. This one was another one very, very close up there and able to tap it in with the wedge for another easy little par. Now, this 5th hole is one of the more difficult ones you're going to see on the golf course, despite that number 7 handicap. Here we go off the tee, water all down the left. On the right-hand side where you see those trees, that's also a penalty area where you're going to lose a golf ball, so you definitely have a very tight tee shot here, and you're going to have to decide how much of this dogleg you want to take off over the water. My driver could clear the water, but man, that's going to bring a whole lot of the lefts into play and not something I want to do. Another elevated green with some of those beautiful spectacle bunkers around it. Just took the 2-iron and tried to punch it down there. It landed right on the corner of the bunker and skipped on over down the middle of the fairway. 113 is a little bit off of a gap wedge for me, and I just took a little bit too much off this one. And it just rolled right down into the bunker. Now at this one, I really needed my 64-degree wedge to get it up and stop it quick, and gave myself a look here for par, but to be honest, I definitely wasn't feeling very confident over this putt, not nearly as confident as I was over the few putts that I've had today. I mean, I've been chipping it close. I haven't really seen too many putts through the first 5 holes. And here on the 6th, easily the most difficult par 3 on the golf course, and I have no idea why it's the number 17 handicap, because it is hard because of the distance. A big long iron is going to be required, yet it does have a somewhat big green down there, big deep bunkers around it, like everything else here on the golf course as well. Oh, did I mention that the green is elevated? Big surprise, right, out here in the desert? Now a Yankee 5-iron here into the bunker. I'm going to have to splash another one out. Luckily, I was just at the beach about 15 minutes ago at the golf course and had a little bit of experience. And yeah, when I got to jump out of the bunker to see where it's going, you know that thing is deep. Splashed it out to another somewhat makeable 15-20 footer here for par, and I thought I could definitely make this one. Gave it a run. And that's all you can try to do is make sure you get it there and give it a run at it. Back down to even par. Those 2 quick birdies are really fast to go away with those back-to-back bogeys. Now the beautiful, treacherous number 7 here is an absolute dandy of a short par 4. I love it. I really, really do. And when I lasered that rock wall from the tips, it was 290 yards. So about 295 to the middle of the green, maybe 300. And that's right in my wheelhouse. It's go time. Take it over the trees and on the green. Oh, I caught that perfectly. Too good, in fact, and it actually flew the green and went into the back bunker. And I'm now facing a downhill bunker shot to a green running away from me and waterlogged. Just a tiny little shot, tried to scoop it out and drop it over the face of the bunker. It did what I wanted to do, but kicked way right off that face, slid way on down there to what, about 15 feet. And hey, a birdie putt's a birdie putt. Let's see if we can roll it in. Oh, and we're right back on that birdie train, heading to the last par 3 of the front 9, a mid-iron par 3, all over water to a very, very elevated green. It's actually blind from the tee box, so at least, 8 to 10 feet up there, and you're just not going to be able to see the surface. You'll be able to see the pin, not the surface of the green. Pick your number, trust your club, and give it a whack. Man, I was hitting my irons pure today. Just took the 7-iron to the middle of the green, and what do you know? It's another 20 feet for birdie. Nah, let's call it 25. Let's be realistic, but it can roll in this one. Not quite 2 in a row, but a very, very comfy par on the par 3, and on to another one of my glorious par 5s. Apparently the most difficult hole on the golf course, but we'll see as we get down there. Those 2 spectacle bunkers are going to pinch the fairway driving area, and just like the par 5 that parallels it to the right, this fairway has some severe movement up, down, left, and right, creating some funnels and some chutes and some plateaus and here and there. Just got to find your way all the way down there to the green. Some deep bunkers are protecting your layup here and protecting your approach to the green. And what are we going to be facing? I believe that's a front center hole location. All right, let's give this one a smash and finish this one off strong. I was a little late on that one, and it didn't quite draw back. It was actually down in the fairway on the last hole. And with this kind of a hill in front of me, well, now with that big hill in front of me, the name of the game here was to get the ball back into play. So I took that 6-iron, smashed it on down there, hoping to have a shot at the green, and was lucky enough to have a gap straight through the palm trees here at the front of the green. 78 yards is just shaving a little bit off of my sand wedge. I was able to knock it on the front edge and have a 20 to 25, that's a 25 to 30 foot look for birdie. Oh, one more birdie to close it out. Let's go. Now that's a way to finish, huh? Don't forget to subscribe down below, and we'll see you again for the back 9 here at the JW Valley Course. Later.